Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today is going to be all about Bambinos, 8 of them in particular. I have Generation 2 models in front of you, both version 1 and version 2. I'll show you the differences. I'll go through the specs of each one, and I will just show you the minute differences between this one and Generation 1, at least cosmetically. Obviously, inside, there's a couple more changes that make these possibly more desirable for many people. I'm going to go over the specs for one of them only, and then the rest of them we'll just do a little twisty-turny in front of the camera so you can see everything. And at the end, I'll put my personal one on my wrist so you can check it out. So we'll start, of course, in the beginning. This is a Generation 2 version 1 Bambino. So this is where people get confused. There's generations of Bambinos, and then there's versions of Bambinos. So the difference between version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4 are fully cosmetic. Version 1 has these types of hands and markers. Version 2 has Romans and different style hands. But then what Generation 2 brought to all the versions is it made the watch hand-windable and hackable. So when you pull out the crown to set the time, the seconds hand stops. The Generation 1s did not do that. They did not hand-wind. They did not hack. So when you went to go set the time, you pull out the crown, the seconds hand keeps going. And also, you could not hand wind it. You could spin the crown from now till kingdom come. You will never wind the spring. So Generation 2 added that feature, hand winding, hacking. And Generation 2 is made in both version 1 and version 2, which I'll show you momentarily in the Romans. One other small cosmetic change that most people don't even notice is that water resistant is now spelled out on the dial, whereas on the Gen 1s, this is my Gen 1 by the way, Gen 1 version 2, it just said water resist. So now we've actually spelled out water resistant. So if you were missing an ant in your life, then they have answered the call. So let's go through the size specs really quickly. In diameter, the watch is 40.5 millimeters. Thickness, just shy of 12. Orient puts it at 11.8, so I'm gonna take their measurement for it. Lug tip to lug tip, which is this dimension here, right around 47 millimeters, maybe just a hair under. So the watch has a domed mineral crystal. Again, this is gonna be true for all that I show you. Dome mineral crystal, 30 meters water resistant. So it is a dress watch, so we're not gonna see a terrible amount of water resistance. No loom. Oh, the important lug dimension of the strap width is 21 millimeters. This is true for versions 1, 2, and 3. I believe the newer, bigger version 4, which we don't have yet, upped it to a 22 millimeter. But these are 21 millimeter. We have a few strap options on the website. The Hirsch Duke strap actually comes in a 21 millimeter, but when you look into fit the watch with a new strap, you do have to beware of that. If you try to squeeze in a 22, it's going to scrape along the sides of the lugs, and if you try to put in a 20, it's going to be too loose, and you do run the risk of pinching the spring bar and deploying it. So like I said, the watch is hand-windable, hackable. This is the AC00005W. I'll show you the tag. If you've watched some of the other videos, you know the F is just a factory code, has nothing to do with the watch itself. And the last digit is a distributor code, again, has nothing to do with the watch. The real part number of the watch is the AC through to the 5W. Comes in a nice brown leather strap, signed Orient buckle, screw down case back, and this is the quintessential dress watch, probably the most popular dress watch that Orient makes. Maybe seconded by the Orient Symphony, which is a little more square lines. But this is by far, if not the most popular dress watch they make, it might even be the most popular watch they make, rivaling the Rays and the Makos. Everything I'm going to show you today is a Generation 2. The only difference is going to be versions. So this is still version 1 white dial. I'm going to bring in to view here version 2 black dial. This is AC00004B. Same exact watch, silver hands. It looks illegible in this light. It's not. There's a lot of reflection going on. It's certainly a lot more legible than you see. This would be more like it when I flip it up, so it's reflecting off the ceiling, which is white in this little photo studio. but when I face it this way, you're getting the camera, you're getting my shirt, which is actually black, so it kills it. You're going to really be seeing the watch like this. Black strap, sign buckle, still 21 millimeter lug. Everything is still going to be the same, that upgraded hand winding and hacking movement. Moving on to the next one, we'll bring in a gold variety. This is AC0002W. This is the rose gold with white dial. We've just traded the case into rose gold and the hands into rose as well as the indices. Nice matching buckle. Back to a brown strap, leather strap. I really like rose gold. I think rose is really nice. I do like it better than yellow. That's my personal preference. Yellow did not make it to the video. Only the rose did. So they make rose in the white dial, and then they have rose in the black dial, which I'm going to bring in now. So here's rose in the black dial. Same watch. We've just changed the dial color to black. And I want to say the same thing about the hands. The hands are rose gold, but they are reflecting everything black that's in front of it. You can even see the red logo on my shirt. So, yeah, that's what it really looks like if you really were to look at it in a regular room. This is AC0001B. And that's the 4 version 1 watches. I'd like to now bring in 4 version 2 watches. Here is what I consider to be the runaway hit, maybe because it's got blue hands. This is the cream dial with the Roman numerals. They're silver numerals. Beautiful, beautiful blue hands. You see that? You see the second hand? See how it's bent? It's not. That is a visual aberration caused by the doming of the crystal. A lot of watches do this. We sell a lot of Junkers and Zeppelin watches where the second hand extends almost to the end of the crystal, and people invariably call and say that the second hand is bent. It's not. I'll do it on this side so you can see as it comes along. See the tip of the second hand looks like it's pointed down. It's not. It is straight as an arrow. So this is the AC00009N. This takes the place of the old CN model, which was extremely popular. It's got that warm vintage hue to it because it's got the yellow dial, a creamish dial, and the blue hands. This is probably one of my favorites. Oddly enough, not one that I own, but one of my favorites. And then coming in a close second would be this one, which is AC0009W. And we've just traded out for a silver white dial again with silver indices. Still awesome blue hands. Love the blue. Can't beat it. Brown strap. The one before had a brown strap as well. Gonna have a sign buckle. All the same. And then if you want to dress it up a bit, here's what they've done with gold and made it a little bit of a two-tone job. The hands and the indices are rose gold. So same watch, same size specs, same everything, same movement, hand winds, hacks, etc. But now we've got rose gold hands and rose gold Roman numerals. That silver whitish kind of dial. This is model AC00008W. And then the last one I want to show you is this Gen 2 V2. It's getting a little crowded here. Gen 2 V2. This is AC000AB. This has, again, with the silver, it's reflecting again off my black, so that's what it would really look like. It's got the silver Roman numerals, silver hands, dome crystal, black strap. Awesome looking. Nice simple dress watch. If you like Romans, obviously the version 2 is for you. So let's show you apples and oranges here. In one hand I have the Generation 2 version 2, and in another hand I have the Generation 1 version 2. From what I said, you should be able to easily tell which is which. And again, you're looking for the missing ant. Resistant and resist. That's the only difference. Water resistant, water resist. There's absolutely no difference in the water resistance between the two. They're both water resistant to 30 meters. But again, the newer one has the hand winding and hacking movement. The older one does not. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you this one on my wrist so you can get a feel for what it looks like on yours. So here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. I wear this watch regularly. I do enjoy it. It fits very nice. Nowhere near being too big, nowhere near being too small. I would say this watch really transcends wrist size. It will fit a variety of wrist sizes. Get it up close. Nice and thin, so it's thin enough that it'll easily slip under a shirt cuff. Obviously great for formal wear, but I would say it also would double as a semi-casual watch. And then one last time, I'll do one last comparison just between the version 2 and the version 1. I'm going to keep saying these are both generation 2s. It gets extremely confusing between generations and versions, and Seiko does it with their monsters, with Gen 1, Gen 2. They didn't do versions. Very confusing, so I just keep repeating it. So we've got the Romans, which is your version 2, and the non-Romans, which is your version 1. The version 3, which is not shown here, is the Bauhaus style. We don't have those yet. Are they making them in generation 2? I do not know. I have no idea. I'm sure we will get the V4s, which is a slightly larger size, slightly different dial colors, greens and blues. I'm sure they will come eventually. They are not here right now. So anyway, this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the Orient Bambino collection. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not done so yet. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you.